Konami. They're putting it all on green with their Cowabunga Collection Cash Cow Limited Edition. But will fans find it worth shelling out the extra hundo to be a part of this limited club? Greetings, this is Turtle Soup Podcast, Channel 6 to Midnight News. I'm your host, Eric Crosby. Ryan Guy is out on assignment. Tonight's top story, we're talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga Collection from Konami. And not only that, we're talking about their recent reveal of the limited edition version of the game. Now, what you see on the screen right now is the cover to the Switch version of the basic, standard, regular version of the aforementioned video game collection. And this is said to have all 13 games. The standard one comes with everything, that they've already talked about. The games, all the extra bonuses like they've been doing with a lot of the retro games where they have like a museum where you see like art and instruction booklets digitally. And one cool thing is, or a bunch of cool things are the button mappings and the save states and the rewind features and stuff like that. All of that's on the standard version. It comes standard, with this game. For $40, you can bring that version of the game home. However, if you want to be a part of this extra club that they're talking about now, this limited edition club, you're going to need to get about another $100 or so in order to bring that version home with you. Now, why don't we take a look and see what's in the box and see if that's actually worth the extra Benjamin? You know what I'm saying? So here, let's take a look. Now, the first thing that you're going to notice is the box art is very different. In fact, it's done by none other than TMNT co-creator himself, Kevin Eastman. Now, this is pretty rad. Like most Turtle fans, huge fan of Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird. Their art is classic and it's great. And the Turtles looks like the art that the Turtles are always supposed to be drawn in. And this is no different. This looks fantastic. And yeah, this will definitely stand out on your shelf among your other Turtle collection. And this is really rad. And if you want to get a Turtles fan's interest, Kevin Eastman throwing his name and his art out there is one way to do it. So this is really rad. And it looks as if it's going to be coming in like a much bigger box to contain all the extra swag that they're including in this limited edition. Now, this is just the scratching the surface. This is the beginning, So this is the cover of the limited edition box, and inside of it though is a whole lot more. We've got all kinds of stuff. So let's see what we got here. Let's take a look. We've got here. Let me run down the list real quick, and then we'll zoom in and look at everything more closely. We've got a cloth poster that features Kevin's adaptation of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Time. And that's another really rad piece. Oh my goodness, because old school fans of these games definitely know that artwork because it looked otherworldly. It looked almost like mixed media kind of art, like 3D claymation kind of stuff. And having Kevin's take on it, that's pretty exciting. But now the thing that I'm the most concerned, or not really concerned, but curious about is the cloth poster feature of this poster. I've never known a cloth poster before. Like I've never seen one. I've never known anything to come with one that I've been interested in. So is this a new thing? Like, I don't know. I've never heard of it. If you've heard of it, let us know in the comments or email us turtlesoupshow@gmail.com. And because I'm very interested in this because it just sounds like a little blanket. Now, the dimensions are 16 inches by 24 inches. So that's not too, it's not too small, but I don't think it's going to keep you warm at night. Let's just say that. But moving on, they have a multi-layered acrylic diorama of the 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that's going to be, I think, 4.5 inches by 5 inches, and that's right there down in the bottom left. And let's go ahead and take a look at that. Let's go ahead and zoom in on this. Now, this thing, it looks kind of neat. It looks just like layered cell art, layered. Not Peter Laird, but layered cell art. And that's kind of neat. I mean, I don't know that I necessarily need this, and it's not really something I would pay an extra $100 for, but it's not bad. It's not the worst thing. It's kind of cool just to have on the shelf, but at some point we've got so much turtle stuff. It's like, when is too much, too much. So, but still, that's pretty neat that they're throwing that in there. Let's see. The next thing they've got listed here is an enamel pin set of 5 pins featuring the Technodrome. Let's see. Technodrome, the Turtle Blimp, the Party Wagon, Shredder, and Krang. So, while we were preparing for this story, I was all about to just kind of like, downplay this, because enamel pins are cool and I do like them. There's something about them that is intriguing to me, and I think to a lot of people. So I am a fan of them. However, I do get a little bit burnt out on them after a while, because it feels like that's like people are like, I don't know, leaning on them as if it's a crutch to like be like, hey, we got enamel pins. Maybe it's because we live in Florida here at Turtle Soup Show, and we get inundated with all the Disney buttons and all that stuff, so maybe that has something to do with it. But having said that, looking at this now, these look really neat. Like the pin back that they're going to be like attached to, or at least what I'm assuming it is, I believe that has artwork based off of the first NES game, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that's pretty rad. So that's cool. But looking at them, there's something just like clicked with me differently than it did when I was preparing this story. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of like, I don't know how to explain it. I think it was like felt things that you'd see in Sunday school. If for those of us who went, you would throw the characters up on this felt board, and it wasn't Velcro, but they would stick enough to where you could move them around. And something about that, just kind of like the way it's framed here, just like kind of clicked with me, I guess, in a weird way. So I'm a little bit more pro this being included, and that might get a little bit of my cash, like throwing a little bit extra that way for this set. But nevertheless, this is pretty neat. And if enamel pins are your thing, then that, you can't go wrong with the Turtle Van and the Turtle Blimp and Krang just like flexing on you right there. So there's that. And then let's see, what else do we got? We have a set of 12 translucent comic style. It says translucent, but that's strange. Why does it say translucent? Or did I get that mixed up with the acrylic thing? No, it looks like it says translucent. Maybe I don't know. We'll find out. But it says translucent right here in regards to these comic style character trading cards based on TMNT tournament fighters. Now, these cards are featured, like the artwork is featured among some of the instruction book artwork for the tournament fighter games, the various ones across the Super Nintendo, the Sega Genesis, and the NES. And I forget who did the art, but it's fantastic, and it's just very dynamic and has the this anime style, manga style approach to the art, which is really cool. And especially at the time, very refreshing to see the turtles in that style of artwork. And I believe that this is going to feature some rarely seen artwork too for some different characters, but we don't want to give it all away here. We don't want to spoil everything, but nevertheless, this is pretty neat. However, it's always weird whenever something gives you the entire set of trading cards. It's like, what are you going to trade for? Like, are you going to trade this for something else, or are you trying to get the whole set? I thought that was the whole appeal of the trading card thing, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Let us know. So after that, what do we have here? Now, this is probably the thing that's going to be the most value, in my opinion, or at least like the heavy hitter of this set, and that is going to be this art book. I think it's a full color art book with 180 pages featuring a chapter dedicated to each of the 13 games in the compilation, and its dimensions are 5.5 inches by 8 inches. So yeah, this is kind of neat. Now, I don't know, some people aren't really into art books. I wasn't for the longest time. However, now that I've been I've recently got an Apple Pencil and Procreate, and I've been messing around with digital art and stuff like that, and now it's kind of opened my eyes in a different perspective, like, having a different perspective on how art is created and stuff like that, just with the little bit that I've been able to do, and seeing stuff like this is actually a lot more appealing to me now, and I am very much interested in this this thing, and it looks like it's going to have a lot of info in it and a lot of really cool design stuff and whatnot. Now, I'm curious if this is going to have anything different from what's in the actual digital version of the game, like the art gallery and things like that that they had mentioned would be in the standard version. But this is the going to be the cover of that book. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see the whole thing. There. Well, maybe try that. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah, so you've got Leonardo from the, I believe that is the Tournament Fighters version, the cover, box art cover that he's on. And then you've got the Hyperstone Heist and Follow the Foot Clan down at the bottom from the Game Boy. And yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a neat cover. Now, it's going to be, it's going to be 5.5 inches by 8 inches. So it might get lost on your shelf, but nevertheless, it is neat to have. And so, yeah, that's pretty much all that they've said is going to be in this limited edition of the game. Now, this is, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong, the last we heard, I believe this was coming out in the end of the year, more around like the holidays, 2022. And yeah, that's going to be really neat to see if they're going to make that deadline. Hopefully they will, because I mean, everything's already practically done. But, video game releases are always strange. However, what we really want to know is, having seen all this, is this worth the extra Benjamins for you? Because I'm on the fence. We here at Turtle Soup, we're not sure. We're definitely getting one of these. But I don't know. The cheapskate in me says, no, just stick to the game and don't worry about the other stuff. Kevin's cool. Don't let him. Don't be swayed by Kevin. They're pulling Kevin out the hat. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get my attention, and it works every time, and it's well worth it. However, I don't know if I'm completely sold, and then I have to ask myself, what is it that would sell me on this? And now I'm an action figure collector, and so if you included figures, or what I think would have been really cool, but they probably would have had to find a different way to do it, if they could have included some sort of like 1/12 inch scale accessories for action figures that a lot of Turtles fans probably already have. Because you'd be hard pressed to find a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan that doesn't have an action figure of all 4 of them that they could use that with. So I would have thought that it would have been neat, instead of the acrylic, diorama set, to actually include some pieces that could go with a Turtles diorama for your action figures that more than likely you already have. Like, especially if it was accessories from the game, like the pizza boxes and stuff like that, which NECA's already given us a bunch of that stuff. But nevertheless, there could be some things in there that maybe NECA hadn't even touched yet, and that they could have done here, which would have been really rad, and probably would sway me a lot more to the limited edition. But nevertheless, here at Turtle Soup, we're still on the fence, but we want to know where you're siding with this. Are you going to go for the standard edition, or are you going to go and be a part of the limited club and shell out the extra hundo to get this home with you, so you can bundle up under that cloth poster, as they call it? So we want to know. Let us know. turtlesoupshow@gmail.com, and you can let us know in the comments down below as well. And so that's going to do it for the news, the Channel 6 to Midnight News tonight. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the Prime side.